Hi, my name is Kyuri and welcome to your 15-minute yoga sessions. Today is all about strengthening the upper body, so arms, shoulders, and back. And all we'll need is your mat today, so roll out your mat. And if you are interested in listening to music, just follow the links that I have included in the description below. Whenever you're ready, let's begin. So today we'll actually begin in child's pose. So whenever you're ready, just bring your hands onto your mat, take your knees behind you, take your knees nice and wide, bring the toes together, and then extend the arms forward as you rest your forehead against the mat. We'll take a couple of breaths here to settle. So think about expanding into your chest, your ribs, your belly with each inhale breath. Followed by a nice long exhale as you pull the navel in towards the spine. We'll do that a couple more times. Big breath in. Followed by a nice long exhale out. Beautiful. One more time. Big breath in. And then exhale out. As you find your next inhale, you're going to slowly come into your hands and onto your knees. And slide your hands back as you bring your knees a little bit closer together so they're right underneath your hips, and have your wrists right underneath the shoulders, and have your hands rotated slightly out to give your shoulders and your traps a little bit more space. On your next inhale, we'll start with our chakra vakasana, so our cat-cow. So on your next inhale, drop the belly, lift your tailbone as well as your gaze. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, push the earth away, dome the top of your back, tuck your tailbone and chin underneath. Now just go back and forth between these movements. We're going to take this a few times. So if you'd like to tune into your body a little bit more, maybe close the eyes as you go back and forth between the two movements, allowing your breath to dictate the pace of the movement itself. If you'd like to become a little bit more dynamic and start to opening up a little bit more into the wrists, maybe shift the weight forward and back. We'll do one more. Inhale here. And then exhale to cat. As you find your next inhale breath, you'll just come into a nice neutral spine. You'll bring your left hand a little bit closer to the middle. And then on your next inhale, you're going to sweep the right arm all the way up towards the sky. So inhale, reach the right arm high. Really try to rotate through the shoulders. Try not to move the hips. And then exhale, slide that hand underneath, reaching for the opposite side as your head turns along with you. Inhale again, sweep the arm all the way up. And then exhale again, rotate down. Good. We'll do one more just like that. Inhale, lengthen, reach. And then exhale, reach it through. Good. We'll end on the inhale. So inhale, reach. Find length one last time. And then exhale, release that hand back down towards the earth. Good. Now you're going to bring that hand closer to center. And then on your next inhale, reach the left arm high. Inhale, reach. Again, rotation is happening through the thoracic spine, not through the hips. Exhale, sweep it through. Inhale again, reach the arm up high. And then exhale again, rotate it down. Good. One more time. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, pull it through. We'll end on the inhale. So inhale again as you reach up high. And then exhale, release the hands back down. Good. From here, we're going to tuck our toes underneath and just walk our hands back so that we can come onto our sit position. And if this is really uncomfortable for the feet, you always have the opportunity to come up into a higher position here. We're not going to focus on the legs. It's just wherever you find comfort. We're going to focus on work on the arms here. So think about opening up the fingers nice and wide, pulling the hands back so you feel a nice extension happening through the wrists. And then once you have that big opening, make a tight fist. And then we're going to make that go fast. So think flashlights. So we're going to do this for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now out to the sides. Continue. 1, 2. Good. 3. Wondering why it burns so much as you take it up high. Final 3. Good. Final 2. Good. Last one. Good. And then, ooh, shake out those hands. Our forearms must feel pretty warm now. I know mine do. So once you're ready, clasp the hands, maybe do a couple of figure eights, roll out those wrists. They work so hard. And then slowly bring them back down to the mat and come back into that tabletop position. Good. From here, we're going to tuck our pelvis forward, tuck our toes underneath, and then lift the knees just a centimeter or an inch off the floor. Breathe here. Good. 1, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, 5. Good. From here, just keep the arms the same. Reach both of your toes all the way back behind you, and then lower yourself all the way down onto your belly. Good. From this lowered belly position, you're going to zip your toes together, reach the arms out in front of you with your palms facing down, and we're going to do a couple of back extensions with the addition of the arms. So on your next inhale, you're going to inhale, lift everything up off the ground, keeping the toes together. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, swing the arms all the way back behind you. Good. Inhale again, swing the arms forward. And then on the exhale, lower down. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slide it back. Good. Inhale, bring it forward. And then exhale, lower. Good. One last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, send the arms back, airplane wings. Good. Inhale, forward. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Good. You can take one hand on top of the other, rest your forehead on top of that. Bend both knees, bring your knees a little bit wider, and take your feet side to side to help soften through your lower back. Good. We'll gently lower the feet back down towards the earth. Good. Tuck the toes, slide your hands back by your ribs, roll the shoulders and elbows back. Inhale, lift yourself up to plank. And then exhale all the way back into your downward facing dog. Good. Start pedaling your feet left and right just to help warm up the legs just a little bit, even though they're not the focus. Good. And then we'll slowly start to walk the feet all the way up to meet the hands. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale again, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to the top, hands up, look up as you reach. And then exhale, slide your hands all the way down by your sides. Good. We'll do 2 sun salutations here. Inhale, reach the arms high. Inhale, breath. Exhale, forward fold. Let it all go to the ground. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, plant the hands, send your feet all the way back into a plank. You also have the option of doing this on your knees, but lower down halfway. Roll over the toes, lift through the chest, upward facing or cobra. And then exhale all the way back into your downward facing dog. Good. We'll take an inhale and exhale here. And then on your next inhale breath, look up towards the hands. Exhale, slowly walk your feet all the way back up towards the front. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way to the top, hands up, look up as you reach. And then exhale again, slide your hands back to your sides. Good. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Let it all go. Bring your hands to your shins, halfway lift. And then exhale, bring the hands down, step both your feet back into that high plank, shift the weight forward, lower down. You could always do this on knees. Roll over the toes, lift through the chest, inhale, breath for upward facing or Mukha. And then exhale all the way back to our downward dog, Adho Mukha. We'll take another breath here. Inhale. And then exhale. Ground the heels, press through the fingertips as well as the top knuckles of the hands. Inhale, look forward towards the hands. Exhale, walk your feet back towards the front. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, rise all the way to the top, hands up, look up as you reach. And then exhale again, slide the hands back down towards your sides. Good. On your next inhale, reach up high. Exhale, forward fold as we let it all go. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. And then exhale, hands down, step your feet back into the high plank. Again, lower down halfway, nice and strong. Roll over the toes, lift up through the chest, upward facing. And then exhale again as you go into downward facing. Good. Once you find your downward facing dog, we're going to roll ourselves to plank. So think about a spinal roll as you roll the spine forward. Good. Through your shoulders, your head and your neck, come into a strong plank. Good. From here, you're going to flip over to your right side, coming onto that right hand and the right side, right outer edge of that right foot. You can keep that left foot out if you feel like this is easier for you to balance. If you can't stack the feet, do so. Finding that side plank as you extend that left arm up, as you reach those left ribs up towards the sky. Breathe here for 3. Look up towards the sky if you feel like you need a little bit more of a challenge. 2. Really good. 1 more. Good. As you take that exhale, you're going to take that left foot, the one that's on top. You're going to step it back behind you. Good. With bent knees, stay on the toes. Inhale, lift the hips high as you reach that left arm all the way up overhead for wild thing. And then as you exhale, you're going to actually find a seat. Once you find a seat, you're going to bring your left foot into the inner thigh. Take a next inhale breath as you reach your arms up. And then exhale, find a forward fold. Janu Sirsasana. Yeah, we'll take 3 breaths here to find our break. Good. 2 more. Beautiful. Last one. Good. And then inhale, roll the spine all the way back up to your seat. You're going to rotate that right foot so it's back on the outer knife edge. You just take that right hand back behind you. Your left knee is going to come up back towards the top as your left foot finds the ground. And then you're going to push off into your left foot as well as the outer edge of that right one. And then lift your hips up as you find wild thing once more. And then as you exhale, plant that left hand all the way back down towards the mat. Reach that left leg high. And then exhale, release it back down towards the earth. Find your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing, Urdhva Mukha. And then exhale all the way back into your Adho Mukha. We'll do that once more, this time on the left. So on your next inhale, roll your spine nice and slow, fluidly into a plank position from your downward dog. And then this time we're going to flip onto your left hand. So stable on the left hand, rock yourself onto the outer knife edge of your left foot. Find that balance as you reach the right arm high. Good. Lift the right hip up high as well as the right ribs. Find length. And then you can again step that right foot a little bit more forward if you feel like you need support with the balance. Breathe here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale here. And then exhale, take that top foot, the right one this time, and step it back behind you onto its toes. Inhale, reach the hips up nice and high as you reach that right arm towards the sky or to overhead. And then exhale, slowly lower yourself back down to your seat. Good. So same thing. You're going to bring that right foot into the inner thigh. Left foot is up. You're going to inhale, reach. And then exhale again, forward fold in Janu Sirsasana on the left-hand side. Good. 3 breaths here. Good. 2 more. Beautiful. Last one. Good. Inhale, roll yourself all the way back up to your seat. Good. You're going to rotate that left foot out to the left side. Take that left hand behind you, fingers turned away from you. Right knee comes all the way back up as you plant the right foot. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to step into that both feet on the outside as well as the right one. Plant into the hands, lift the hips high, reach the arm up overhead. Wild thing. And then exhale, rotate yourself back forward. Plant the right hand, lift the right leg up nice and high. And then exhale, plant it down and lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, last one. Good. Roll over the toes, lift up through the chest, upward facing. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take another big breath in. Followed by a cleansing exhale, open mouth, let it go. And then look up, inhale towards the front of the mat. Exhale, step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift, roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, forward fold. Last time, inhale, rise all the way to the top, hands up, look up as you reach. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Ahead. Once you arrive, take a big breath in. Followed by a nice long exhale out. And then slowly find your seat. Once you've found your seat, we'll do a couple of shoulder rolls. You could do anything you want with the legs, whether it's extended or crisscross applesauce. And then you're going to reach the arms all the way up overhead. And then reach the hands all the way back behind you. Back, 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 feeling this nice big opening happening through the shoulders. Yeah, we'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, back and down. Beautiful. Last time, inhale. Exhale. And you're going to slowly lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Know that you put in good work. You can do whatever you'd like with the legs, whether they're extended or butterfly, or if you have SI joint pain like I do, maybe taking the knees nice and wide, or feet nice and wide, and bringing your knees in towards each other. Allowing yourself a moment of stillness, of quiet, knowing that even in 15 minutes, you're able to show up for yourself today, to build a little bit more strength through this practice and through these movements. So allow your breath to slow and come back to its natural pace and rhythm. Allow your body to fall nice and heavy onto the mat. Knowing that change happens when we dedicate our energy and our time and we stay consistent. So take one last moment of stillness. We'll invite a nice big breath in, followed by a nice long exhale out. If one last full body stretch does call to you, start to extend through the toes, reach the arms up overhead, lengthen through as you reach in opposite directions. And then take your time to slowly bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, finding gratitude for your body. And then allowing yourself to roll over to your favorite side and support yourself as you come up to your comfortable seat. Taking one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. We are all stronger than we are made to believe. So thank you for finding strength through our practice today. Until next time, from my heart to yours. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you at the next one.